Oh, he loaded up. Mercedes tattoos it to center. It is gone.
Potential tying run at third, potential winning run at second. High drive, deep left. Grand slam! Bobby Witt Jr. wins it.
Now the 3-2. Fastball hit in the air. Right center field. Back to Celestino. He's out of room. We're out of here.
2-2 count, runner at third, bottom of the 10th. Here it comes. A swing and a fly ball, deep left field. Down the line it goes. Gordon in the corner. Gone!
Ladies and gentlemen, you know why you're here. Welcome into the SKOL Joel Twins post-game show. I'm your host, SKOL Joel. And yes, this is a bit of an unfamiliar setting. If you've been around the channel, you'd know for a while, this is the SKOL Cave. Today I'm back in the SKOL Cave. I'm back home for Labor Day weekend. Although you probably noticed that, I might sound a bit different and there might be some echo because I don't have a mic. I did not bring my mic with me. I left it on my dorm desk. So I don't have a mic. Also, obviously there's no blue lights in the background that I usually put up because those are also in my dorm room. So we are back in the home studio again today to recap today, I should say, it's Twins game. The Minnesota Twins today played the Texas Rangers, falling 6-5 on a walk-off home run by Adolis Garcia. Shameless to say, he is on my fantasy baseball team. My team was going to win anyway, though, so I didn't even need that. But either way, yes, the Twins lost 6-5 today. The Twins are now dropping to 71-66 on the season. The Texas Rangers move up to 76-60. The Twins had a chance at a sweep. They were unable to do so, just like every other game of the series. They fell behind early, almost came back, but they did come back in their first two on Friday and Saturday night. So with that said, I'm here. We're going to run through tonight's – I keep saying tonight. We're going to run through today's game, talk about a couple players, and that's about it. So let's look around the AL Central. So the Minnesota Twins, like I just said, lost, so that bumps them down to 71-66. Behind them is the Cleveland Guardians. The Cleveland Guardians were 5 games behind the Twins heading into this game. The Guardians are tied 2-2, I believe, in the 6th inning with the Tampa Bay Rays last I looked a couple minutes ago. So with that said, this would have been a great opportunity for the Twins to get another game on them, move it up to 6, but they were unable to do so as we embark on a huge series against the Cleveland Guardians head-to-head. But we'll get more into that at the end of this show. The Texas Rangers, like I said, they move up, I should say, to 76-60. They are now a half game behind Houston, 1 game behind Seattle, and they're now 1 game behind Toronto. But some of those are still pending. The Houston Astros don't play until 6:10 p.m. Central Time tonight, so their game has not happened yet. The Seattle Mariners lost today 6-3 at the New York Mets, so that moves the Texas Rangers to 3rd. They're still 3rd in the AL West. Like I said, a half game behind Houston, pending the Houston Yankees game tonight. And then they move to 1 game behind Seattle, who's the leader in the AL West. A win for the Astros would tie them with Seattle, but I believe Seattle holds the tiebreaker, although I could be incorrect on that. But we still do have a long ways to go. Toronto was tied 5-5 last time I looked. They were playing the Colorado Rockies. There was a runner on 3rd, though, so let me see if I can get any updates. It is still 5-5. So the Toronto Blue Jays, who are a game and a half behind the I just said that wrong. They're a game and a half behind the Texas Rangers for the 3rd and final wild card spot in the American League. Yeah, that's about that. If the postseason started today, the Twins would be playing. No, would they? No, they'd be playing the Astros if the postseason started today. Yeah, that's right. I also might have said it wrong. I said 3rd and final wildcard spot. I meant 2nd. But I don't remember what I said anymore. So with that said, we're going to kind of go through this. I was watching the whole game today. I was not watching Friday night's game where the Twins won 5-1. I was not watching last night's game where the Twins won 9-7 in 10 innings. I was busy both nights over at different people's places because I'm home, so I got to visit people, of course. And with that said, we are now going to take you through tonight's game. So today, I said tonight for like the third time right there. So the first main, so like I said, the team had 5 runs. I have 5 takeaways. Then I have a couple bonus notes at the end. The first one, I just love Royce Lewis. Dude, he's my favorite player. He's been my favorite player since the start of last year. I just love watching him play. He doesn't strike out a whole lot, even though I know he still does sometimes, but I just like him putting the ball in play. And he had another home run today. He had a 3-run shot, and then he also had an RBI single. I mean, we'll just take you through it here. Royce Lewis grounded out to third in the first inning, struck out looking on full count. Nope, excuse me, it was a 2-2 count in the second inning. Wait, no, that was the third inning. I was looking at Correa. Then he hit a 3-run bomb in the 5th inning with 1 out. The runners on base were Jorge Polanco and Eddie Julien. And then he hit an RBI single in the 7th inning on the first pitch. That scored. Wait, no. Correa hit the RBI. Royce Lewis is the one that scored. But he did hit an RBI single in the 8th inning that scored Jordan Luplow. So yeah, 4 RBIs on the day, 2 runs scored. Nothing more you can honestly ask for. I mean, he went, 3 for 5? Yeah, he went 3 for 5 today. He didn't have a great night last night, but he was able to come back, and I just love watching him play. And so I know I talk about Royce Lewis pretty much every episode I ever make on here, but that's just because he's that good of a player. He deserves to get the recognition like that. So that said, we're going to move to the second point that I have, and that is we had an up and down day from the first 2 pitchers for the Minnesota Twins tonight, and that is Kenta Maeda and Cole Sands. And I know I just said tonight again. I'm not even going to stop it anymore. I'm just going to accept it. Up and down pitching from Maeda and Sands. Kenta Maeda pitched 5 innings tonight. Oh, I didn't even do a pitcher recap at the beginning. The pitching matchup was Kenta Maeda versus John Gray, who was the opposer for Texas. Kenta Maeda heading into this game was 3-7 with an ERA of 4.69, a whip of 1.21, 91 strikeouts, and 78.2 innings pitched. His last start was on Monday against the Cleveland Guardians. The Twins won that game. He pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and threw just 66 pitches. So the Twins are really hoping they could get a more productive outing from him, especially with their depleted bullpen that they had. They had a bunch of guys pitch last night, so they didn't have a whole lot available, but they were able to get 5 innings out of him. I'll talk more about that later. I would have thrown him out there for the 6th, but I'm not Rocco Baldelli. John Gray was the opposer tonight for the Texas Rangers. No, I said tonight again. John Gray, heading into the season, heading into today's game, he was 8-7 with an ERA of 3.79, whip of 1.21, 120 strikeouts, and 137.2 innings pitched. So with that said, I'll give the pitch counts. Kenta Maeda went 25, 16, 12, 10, and 17. Sonny Gray, sorry, I saw Gray written on my sheet and thought Sonny Gray. John Gray went 12, 15, 24, 17, and 28 were his pitches by inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So with that said, the last start, I didn't even share the last start for John Gray was Monday at the New York Mets. He pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, and threw 89 pitches. Tonight, Kenta Maeda had 5 innings pitched, gave up 3 earned runs, 9 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, threw 80 pitches. John Gray threw 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 7 hits, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts, and threw 96 pitches. So Kenta had a rough first inning, but he really picked it up after that. He gave up 3 in the first. I mean, we'll just go through the first inning that I have here. Marcus Semien came up first. He bounced out to short. Corey Seager hit a single. Nathaniel Lowe hit a single. Adolis Garcia struck out for the first of 4 times. Then he hit the walk-off home run, obviously. Then Mitch Garver came up and hit his first home run of the game, a 3-run shot to make it 3-0. Right after that, Jonah Heim came up and hit a double. Robbie Grossman then walked, and then Josh H. Smith flew out to right field to end the inning. So it was a brutal inning to start off the game for Kenta Maeda. 25 pitches in the first, gave up 3 runs. What was that? 4 hits. Yeah. And also a walk as well. So just tough start, but he really rebounded after that. He gave up no runs in the following 4 innings, 5 hits. But yeah, he was able to strand base runners. Yeah, obviously he gave up a lot of base runners, but the real important thing was he didn't give up runs, and he did a really good job of stranding them on the base paths. In the second inning, the Texas Rangers had 2 runners left on base. Third inning, they had 2 runners left on. Fourth inning, they had no one left on. The fifth inning, they had one runner left on base. So that's that. Cole Sands came in to pitch the sixth and seventh innings for the Twins. He gave up 2 runs on 2 hits. Let's look a little closer at it. He also gave up 2 walks. Yeah, had some strikeouts too, but not a great night from Cole Sands today. But I'll talk more about that and some of the decisions in a little bit. And with that said, we're going to move to the third one. That is the lack of rhythm in hitting until the 5th inning for the Minnesota Twins. They just simply felt out of juice tonight. Last night, I mean, they had, 9 runs on, I think, 13 hits, if I remember. Tonight, they had 6 runs. No. They had 5 runs on 11 hits, so they were able to pick up hits, but until that 5th inning came with the Royce Lewis home run, everything felt scattered. They'd get a base runner every so often, but they couldn't move the base runners. They were just out of sync, it felt like, in my opinion, but they put up a good fight today. I will give them that. I was down on this team right away. Every time I take notes and watch the games, they tend to play worse, but they really came back. They fought hard, and they weren't able to win, but they did. They had a resilient effort, and I do appreciate that. But, yeah, that was just the one thing I got annoyed with during the first 4 innings was that they just couldn't hit consistently. No one could, and they couldn't move the base runners, like I said. So, but then the 5th inning came, and then Royce Lewis gave them the spark that they needed. I love Royce Lewis. My fourth main point is Rocco Baldelli. He had some questionable choices in this game, in my opinion, but maybe that's just me. The first one was when he took Kenta out of pitching. Kenta had thrown 80 pitches, like I said, through 5 innings. He'd only given up 3 runs after that tough first inning. He was playing a lot better. I wouldn't have been opposed to Kenta going out there for the 6th inning, and I know they don't like to do that, but he was able to get them 5, thankfully, and not anything worse like it was against Cleveland back on Monday. But I would have loved to see him out there more. If I was the manager, I would have thrown Maeda out for another inning, but what am I to say? I'm not Rocco Baldelli, and I don't have any power, but that's just me. The other questionable choice, I think, was when they sent Cole Sands out for a 2nd inning. He was getting hard hits off of him in the 6th. In fact, we'll just go through the 6th here. In the 6th inning, it started with a strikeout looking to Josh H. Smith. Then Leody Taveras flew out to center. 2 quick outs, followed by Marcus Semien walking on full count. Corey Seager then hit a single, and then Nathaniel Lowe walked. Adolis Garcia struck out. But, yeah, he was getting hard hits off of him. Obviously, that RBI from Seager, but, I wouldn't have thrown him out there another inning. This is why I think they should have gone one more with Maeda, and they wouldn't have even ran into this problem. But I guess you never know. Maybe it still would have ensued anyway, but that is my thoughts on that. Rocco had some questionable choices in this game. Those are just a couple of them. But also my fourth main point, he was questionable till the double steal. I really did like that move he made. It was, let me take a look at specifically when in the game it was. It was in the, I believe, 8th inning. It was in the 8th inning. Jorge Polanco was on second base. Royce Lewis was on first base. They'd already had 1 run in at that point. Max Kepler, I'm trying to think exactly how it was. It's a little, it's been a few minutes, obviously, so it's a little hard to remember when you're just looking at a score sheet like this. I remember the exact situation. There was 1 out at the time. Yeah. There was 1 out. He sent them on a double steal with Kepler batting. No one saw it coming. I didn't see it coming. I loved it. Both guys were safe. It was the right calls. And then Kepler proceeded to walk to load the bases with 1 out. And then Carlos Correa bounced into a double play, very unsurprisingly. But, ultimately, it didn't work out, but I love the idea of him putting 2 base runners in scoring position with 1 out. it was a risky move and it paid off. I mean, in the long run, it didn't pay off, but in the short term, it definitely did. So I definitely did appreciate that from Rocco Baldelli. I do have a lot of gripes with him, as if you guys have been around here before, you'd know that. But that was one thing I think he did do a good job of today, was throwing the double steal when no one expected it, and it worked well. So I applaud you, Rocco, for that one. With that said, we're going to go into my fifth and final main note. Let Thunder cook. Cody Funderburk, what a guy. Great name, great hair, great player. Dude, I just love Cody Funderburk, y'all. He came in to pitch the 8th inning for the Minnesota Twins. It started with a leadoff double from Leody Taveras. Then Marcus Semien came up, flew out to right, which proceeded to move him to third base. So then there was a runner on third with 1 out. It didn't look like a good spot to be in, but then he struck Corey Seager out. And then he got Nathaniel Lowe to bounce out to short. And Carlos Correa actually made a very, very good play at short to be able to fire it to first and get the out. But Funderburk, he was down, but he wasn't out. And he had a resilient inning after a tough start. So I definitely applaud you, Cody Funderburk, and you have a great name and hair, like I already said. Yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking back, did what I say made sense? It did. So, yeah, good for Cody Funderburk. With that said, that is my fifth and final main note. I have a couple bonus notes, but first I'm just going to go to the other tab and look at the update on the MLB scores. I want to see if any of the games I was looking at earlier have changed. 5-5 is still the Blue Jays score. 2-2 is still the Guardians score. That's it. Nothing else has changed, so still some tie games going on. It would really be great if the Rays were able to beat the Cleveland Guardians today, but we'll see. So my bonus notes, I've got 2 of them. The first one, C4 hitting was good until it wasn't good. Carlos Correa started, I believe, 3 for 4 tonight, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. It was for sure 2 for 3. No, 3 for 4 is right. He struck out looking in the 2nd inning. Then he proceeded to hit singles in the 4th, 5th, and 7th innings. And then in the 8th inning, he bounced into the double play like I talked about, with bases loaded and 1 out. So that was awful. But until then, he was hitting actually pretty well today. But I still don't want to hype him up too much because he is Carlos Correa, and they're paying him a lot of money to be mediocre. He's a very good fielder, can't hit consistently. I'll give him praise when he can, but I don't know if he ever will be able to again, at least. So with that said, he is now bounced into either 28 or 29 double plays this year. I Googled it right before when I was finishing my notes, right before I started the stream, but I don't know if it's updated or not. So I don't know if it included today or not, but it is 28 or 29. The next most in the MLB is Ty France of the Seattle Mariners, who has 24. So pretty wide margin. And that's not good. My other note was just kind of looking into the future. Twins have 3 games against the Cleveland Guardians coming up now, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday are 5:10 p.m. start times, Central Time. And Wednesday's game is 12:10, I believe, Central Time. There will probably not be a post-game show tomorrow since I'm heading back to my dorm tomorrow, and I don't know what time, so it might get kind of wonky. So there probably won't be a post-game tomorrow. Tuesday, we'll see, but I can't guarantee anything ever. Wednesday is a day game, so there won't be since I have class. Thursday, I'm assuming they play Thursday, but I don't know that. Either way, I can't Thursday because, spoiler alert, Soul of the Skull's coming back on Thursday. So make sure to tune into Soul of the Skull Thursday night. It's making its return for at least 1 episode. We have 2 episodes we're filming, but I don't know if they're both going to come out Thursday. Wait. No. That's Wednesday. Discard everything I said, guys. Wednesday is Soul of the Skull because the NFL season starts Thursday, so we have to film Wednesday. But I forgot my days. So Wednesday is when Soul of the Skull makes its return. Wednesday night. What time? I'm not going to tell you. You got to watch. Even though I do know what time we are going to be filming at. With that said, that's, I think, about going to do it. I don't have anything else for you guys. I didn't even throw down my my ticker at the bottom of the screen. I forgot. But not a big deal. We'll kind of go through the points again. I love Royce Lewis. Fantastic. 4 RBIs today. 2 runs scored. He had 4 out of the 5 RBIs on the team. I just love watching him play. It's no wonder he's my favorite player. And he probably is for a lot of people, but I mean, I just love watching him play. Second point, up and down pitching from Maeda and Sands. I would have thrown Maeda out there for the 6th inning. They didn't. He only threw 80 pitches. Tough start for Maeda, but he really picked it up in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. Cole Sands had a bit of a brutal 5th inning. Nope, excuse me, 6th inning, and then they sent him up for a 7th, which I would not have done. But that's just me. What am I to say? Lack of rhythm in hitting until the 5th inning. They couldn't string together consistent hitting. They couldn't move base runners. Then that 5th inning came around, and Royce Lewis changed this team with the 3-run bomb. Rocco Baldelli had some questionable choices, and then he had the double steal, which I do appreciate. Although it was a pretty hit or miss day for Rocco, in my opinion. But to me, that's like every day with Rocco Baldelli. My 5th point, let Funderburk cook. Cody Funderburk came in for 1 inning, gave up a double to start the inning, proceeded to strand the runner in the 8th. Fantastic job pitching and when all odds are against you. So I definitely appreciate that. Then there's the bonus notes. Carlos Correa, good night hitting until the bases were loaded. Then I said how much you want to bet he's going to hit into a double play. Sure enough, he hits into a double play. So that was pretty awful. But he also, like I said, he leads the MLB in double plays. He has either 28 or 29 on the year, and Ty France has 24, who's 2nd in the MLB. With that said, my other bonus point was just looking in the future. 3 games against Cleveland. These are going to be huge games this week, especially if the Cleveland Guardians are able to win today against the Tampa Bay Rays. Those are going to be 3 critical games. And such a shame that the Twins were not able to get any of the 3 big pitchers that Cleveland got between Ronaldo Lopez, Lucas Giolito, and Matt Moore. But I don't know. If the Twins blow this division, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I was mad last year. Changes have to happen if they do, but I guess that's out of their control that they couldn't get those 3 players on the waivers last week, but Cleveland's making a last push. You have to shut the door on them and show them that it doesn't matter what additions you make at the end of the season because our team is just simply better. Twins have a better roster. They have better playmakers. They have to go out there and show it. And if they don't, I will show them that I am mad. And I'll probably go on a Twitter splurge because that's what's going to happen. But that's going to do it for this. We're going to throw down these. We're going to throw this one back up as I throw out the outro. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, stay tuned. When is the next episode? I don't know. Like I said, it's not going to be Monday. Probably not going to be tomorrow. I guess you never know, but probably not. Could be Tuesday. Will not be Wednesday. Will not be Thursday. Will not be Friday. And then beyond that, I don't know. Saturday's a long ways away, and that's a whole week away. So we'll solve that issue when we get there, but that is going to do it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night. Peace out. Go Twins. I will see you guys on a day in the future. Again, stay tuned. Soul of the SKOL coming back on Wednesday night. So check that out. Have a good night, y'all. Peace out. Go Twins, and goodbye. I just realized I forgot to throw up my background music for this whole stream, but whatever. Have a good night, y'all. See ya.